Hello folks, I'm Anticio Duke and I'd like to thank you for stopping by. If I were to ask you what you'd want to be when you grow up, either you would have an answer or you wouldn't. Because some people know, some people don't. And it comes with time. But it's not so much of what you become, it's how good do you want to be when you actually get there is what matters. So that's what we're going to talk about this week. How good do you want to be? Stay tuned for more. Hello and welcome. This week's topic about how good you want to be comes from an actual book, as always, that's written by Paul Arden. It's not how good you are, but it's how good do you want to be. Now, if you don't know about Paul Arden now, he is a creative genius in the advertising and marketing world, both in Great Britain and the US. And just, if you don't know him, check him out. He's fantastic. And this book tells a lot about it. But let's get into it. The book is more of a guide to making the most of self, sort of self-improvement and building off the strengths that you have in the industry. Now, as usual, there's a few different topics that stood out really uniquely to me, and I'll share those with you today. 3 topics. Number 1, do not try to win awards. It doesn't matter what industry, whether it's hair care, whether it's graphic design, whether it's painting, whatever it is. Don't do what you do to win awards, okay? When people do that, you want to avoid, well, first of all, you want to avoid doing those for fame reasons. Because when people do that, you lose not only the perspective, but you lose the purity of who you are in your work. Because you're fighting for an award, okay? Be true to your subject matter as well as true to yourself. And when you do that, you start to create something that's groundbreaking, as well as something that's timeless, right? And timeless material, projects, art, creatives are things that stand the test of time. And that's sort of what you want to do and infuse, not only in your life, but in your work as a whole. So that's number 1. Number 2, don't give a speech, put on a show. So a lot of people look at presenting, teaching, things of that nature as speaking at people. You don't want to speak at people because they've come to see you. They've come to absorb not only you, but the knowledge that you can provide for them, right? They don't want to be spoken to. They want to absorb things and engage, right? So try painting them a picture. Help them empathize and become as one, not only with you, but with the industry and or cause that you're talking about, right? Make some gorgeous or striking visuals, right? So they can remember it, because when they remember the topic and remember the things that stood out, they're also going to remember who? You. And that matters. So that's number 2. Number 3, do not covet your ideas or hoard them. A lot of people keep ideas to themselves. They like hoard on to them and they say, hey, I got great ideas, but I don't want to share it, blah, blah, blah. I understand. A lot of it may come from a fear of people stealing your ideas and kind of taking what you thought and put together and running off and doing what they want to do with it. And you're not receiving credit. I totally get that. But you need to understand that ideas really truly build from sharing with others. Everyone has their own perspective and they have their own approach to executing or coming to a problem in a certain way. So when you share your ideas, you actually pull in other brain power, additional brain power, and additional perspectives on seeing the same problem or seeing an approach to solving the same problem from different ways, right? So look at it as you want to give ideas away. You really want to give them away, share them, and let them build from not only you, but with others. Because when you do that, it forces your mind to be active. It forces you to say, hey, let's say you have a bucket of ideas. You start giving those ideas away and sharing them. So you're putting them out in the universe, right? at the same time, you're losing ideas that you have in that bucket. So your mind, as well as yourself, forces you to replenish that bucket with new ideas and learn more, gather more content, gather more information about some of the things that you're already doing or new ideas to bridge that gap. So it's twofold, but people don't really understand that. So if you want to be good, make sure that you adopt some of these philosophies or concepts to improve not only yourself, but benefit things and people in the industry you are in. So that's all I really have. Again, 3 things. 1, do not try to win awards when you're doing anything. You've seen it before. Artists do it all the time, where they try to come up with a hit based on the signs and the times and not stay true to themselves. It just don't do it, okay? Don't do it. Don't give a speech. Entertain, put on a show. Do it. It'll make not only your topic and what you're trying to present, it'll make everything change for you in a great way, in a memorable way. And lastly, don't hoard your ideas. Share them. Don't be afraid, okay? So that's all I have. I want to thank you for stopping by. If you like this video for any reason, feel free to hit the thumbs up. I'm talking to you. Share it with anyone you think could benefit from it, and subscribe. I'll be doing more in the future, as always. You know, to know more is to grow more, and to learn more is to earn more. So continue learning. All right, I'm out. Peace. How good do you wanna be? How